Thank you for tuning in. You're watching My Journey with Paula G. And we'd like to thank our underwriters, My Coffee Shop of East Lake, Atlanta, Georgia, home of the amazing basil lemonade. And also, we'd like to thank Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly. That's right, Dean and President of Pastors Time International Bible College. And we'd like to thank Positive Power 21.org for our media. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Hi, my name is Coach Evans, and I have created a phenomenal program called ACE, Action Cures Everything. And my mission statement is to help young girls and women accept who they are from mistakes, downfalls, and victimization, and also to empower them to pursue their purpose. You can contact me at Facebook, Victoria Evans. You can also email me at victoriaevans5@gmail.com, or you can call me at 870-316-4379.
If you want to feel vibrant, if you want to feel refreshed, if you want to feel inspired, check out Blessed and Talented Soul Ministries on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Gordon Jones, the host and producer.
This is our favorite time of the year. It reminds us life is precious through our fears and our tears. It is so much division, so we rise and sometimes fall. In your life we live in chaos until the final call.
See the lights in the city when the sun goes down. I said I was lost, but now I'm found. The holiday season, Jesus is the reason. The love, the love, the love, the love. Rains on the rain, all them doors try to say I've been laughing as you take them to the stars. This is the holiday season, Jesus is the reason. The love, the love, the love, the love. It's time to get your life in order. The hope is dying, people lying, children crying. The holiday, this is the holiday season. Jesus is the reason. The love, the love, the love, the love. Holiday, holidays, holiday, holiday. I said it can be lonely, y'all, or it can be sweet. Show us some love, give us some love, show us some love. It's the love. This is the holiday season. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh my God, don't you want a piece of joy this season? Jesus is the reason. Holiday, holiday season. Away in a manger, fit for Christmas. It's about giving and living. Jesus is the reason. Holiday season.
Welcome to My Journey with Paula G, where men and women share their gifts and talents on this journey called life. Men and women who have stirred up the gifts that God has given them and are using those gifts and are here to share those gifts. My prayer for you is that something that is heard or seen will encourage you to begin your journey, if you have not begun already, to begin your journey of utilizing your gifts. You know, Miles Monroe once said, the richest place on the planet is the cemetery, because so many people have gone to their graves not having used their gifts. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time that we begin to move, to use our gifts, to use all of our gifts while we are on this side of glory, to stir those gifts up and to use them according to the way that God has designed us to use those gifts. And it's never too late, whether you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, 60 years old, 80 years old. As long as you're living and breathing, it is never too late to use your gift. So I want you to start that journey today. And as we have continued this journey on My Journey with Paula G, I'm so grateful for all of the supporters and those of you who have continued to stay connected with us by sharing your favorite scripture or poem or word of encouragement with us. So today we have a word of encouragement. Well, it's actually scripture from David Benton. And one of his favorite scriptures is James 1, verses 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its works, so that you may be mature and complete and not lacking anything. And I believe this gentleman here sitting to my left, I believe that he has been kind of walking in the scripture a bit, and he's got a journey to share, some wisdom to impart upon us, and he's going to drop some knowledge on us today, ladies and gentlemen. So please welcome from spirit to spirit, Mr. Denny Jenkins. How are you, sir?
I'm blessed. How are you, Paul?
I am fabulous. I'm wonderful, and so excited to have you here today and to share with us a bit of your journey and some of the lessons that you learned along the way. But first of all, just tell us a little bit about who is Denny Jenkins.
Well, I wouldn't know where to begin. You know?
And I like that. I always like that start, because you know what that speaks to right off the top? What that speaks to is that there's so much in your journey and there's so much that you've done and so much that you've experienced. You know, it's like, where do I start? So it speaks to that. So we'll pick a spot. It doesn't have to be at the beginning. Just pick a spot. We'll roll with it.
Right now, I am, as you say, half of Spirit to Spirit. Spirit to Spirit is a musical ministry founded by my brother Mike and myself, because we have a musical history, which we call a legacy, because our father actually sang in a quartet group for like 48 years.
Oh, wow. So it's in your blood, literally.
Literally.
In your genes.
In my genes, you know, and hallelujah, you know, it makes me jump and shout, but.
Yes, and that's okay. We jump and shout on the show, that's okay.
Okay. Y'all watch me now. But that's again, like I said, it's the music, but it's also ministry. Okay, now again, it's a legacy, because again, when our father retired the group, and he did retire the group, and that's a story in itself too. We talk about that. My brother and I decided, because at the time he retired, him and myself were actually playing in the group. You know, I played percussion, I was playing drums, and he was playing bass. So when he retired the group, we asked him, we said, Dad, look, since you retired the group, let us use the name and keep this legacy going. My father said, I love y'all both. He said, but I'm going to retire this group in good standing.
So you're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own. You can't use this name. I love y'all. Y'all do y'all thing.
Right.
But along with the ministry, there is again, it's a ministry. We are a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 organization, Spirit to Spirit Message Music Communications Incorporated.
Message Music Communications Incorporated.
And basically, what we want to do in ministry isn't really currently being done. We understand that music has a universal meaning. And where you see the title, Message Music, we are trying to have message music, which is not new, adopted into the industry as a formal genre. I mean, you got all kind of genres.
Yes.
Now, the way we do it is faith-based music, because believe me, we are both saved, believers in Jesus Christ, giving our lives over to Jesus. and the whole 9 yards with it. I mean, we are sold out and sold in 100 plus for Christ, where groups like, well, we're not really a group now, but it's just my brother and myself now. We started out as a band of 8 gentlemen. You know, we old school, you know, so R&B, jazz, you know, the whole 9 yards. That's where we came from. Gospel music, again, it being our roots, we had to create in that vein because, as you said, it's in our blood. But because the music that we were influenced by mostly as we grew up, again, like I said, was R&B, jazz, funk, and along those lines. So even our father kidded us when he heard us first play. He said, "Y'all playing that old bump-your-bump music, calling it gospel." I said, "Dad, the thing about gospel music, it's not the music, the musicianship, it's the message.
The message that is
in the music that makes it gospel."
Yes.
And henceforth, the idea to have message music made a formal genre. In fact, we have partnership with To Save Souls Records. And we're trying to partner with whomever because we believe partnerships make things work.
Yes, working together.
Without them, you're out there just, I mean, you're working with people that's like crabs in a barrel, pulling each other down.
And I think that's something that we struggle with, you know, not being in an environment where we're working together and collaborating together and supporting each other. And I want to pause at that moment. We're going to pick back up after the break, but I want to pause at that point because I think it's very important with what you're sharing in regard to the message music and the genre and really the impact that can have. So we're here with Denny Jenkins right here on My Journey with Paula G. And we are going to continue this conversation after the break. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, sleigh bells call, snow's about to fall. Thank God it's Christmas all over the world. Family and friends together again, let it begin. It's that time of year to hold your loved ones near. Time of celebration. Busy, and we're much too busy. Just trying to make it through another day. Christmas, Lord, thank you for Christmas. It reminds us love would make a better way. Sleigh bells call, snow's about to fall. Thank God it's Christmas. Family and friends together again, it's your name. It's the holiday, time for giving. Let somebody know how much you care. It's not about the corporation selling goods across the nation. It's about joy for the little girl and the little boy. It's busy, much too busy. Say me all about ourselves. You gotta think about somebody else. Sleigh bells call, snow's about to fall. Thank God it's Christmas. Family and friends together again, it's your name.
Some people say it's just another pagan holiday designed to make us spend our money on things we don't really need, we just want. The true reason for the season
is the birth of Jesus Christ. Jesus is the reason for the season. It's that time of year to hold your loved ones near. Come on, celebrate, celebrate, hey. Sleigh bells call, snow's about to fall. Jesus, thank God it's Christmas. Busy, we're much too busy. Silent night, holy night. Sleigh bells call, snow's about to fall. No, thank God it's Christmas. Christmas, Lord, thank you for Christmas. It's about joy for the little girl and the little boys. Sleigh bells call, snow's about to fall. I'm telling you, I'm singing, thank God it's Christmas. Busy, much too busy. Say to me all about ourselves. You gotta think about somebody else. Sleigh bells call.
Welcome back to My Journey. I'm here today with my guest, Mr. Denny Jenkins, and he is sharing with us his journey and how he was raised in a musical family, how music is in his blood. He probably started singing even before he started talking. I don't know, but he probably started singing before he started talking.
Yeah, I was trying.
Coming from a musical family, but just a wonderful, wonderful example of one who has a gift and he's utilizing that gift and how he's using the gift. And before the break, we were talking about his little bit of his journey. We're talking about nonprofit, and then also talking about his vision of working together and collaborating, and how we have to get away from this whole crabs in the barrel kind of thinking. So share with us what your vision is in regard to
now in regards to trying to turn that around. Now I do believe that God gave me this. You can't always say what God gave you because He's elusive, you know, and He already says in His Word that His understanding is not our understanding. So you have to try to get it best you can, so to speak. But I believe He gave me this idea on partnership. Now, you have all these nonprofit organizations. I'm talking about big ones like well, name some of the big ones. Like
there's some big ones out there.
FEMA.
Yes. And they all have different missions.
All have different missions. But then you have all these small guys like us that basically are working out of their homes, you know, home-based businesses and their communities. And these big organizations, their funds and their mission don't trickle down to my neighborhood unless maybe there's a natural disaster and it might come. But simple things like somebody needing their electricity turned on or their water or their mortgage or rent, they don't address, they don't address that. Or somebody, like I said, needs something to eat. They don't address those. They tell you go to a food pantry or go to social service or whatever. Our idea of trying to correct that is nonprofit organizations have a tax break, meaning when they give money, they get a tax break. When they're giving money, the people who give get tax breaks. Why is it unheard of for big organizations who have all these funds that other people give for those tax breaks, that they, nonprofits, that they can't support other nonprofits on a 6-month interval? Okay, say you're a big organization, you donate $100,000. No, that's a little large. Let's say, because we're a little like a storefront. Say you give us you donate $5 grand. That $5 grand is a tax break for them. I have the use of that $5 grand for 6 months, which I give back to that organization in kind after 6 months. But I had 6 months to use that money any kind of way my organization saw fit, which usually would be to make more money from it. Now, if I have this kind of action going on with organizations all over the country, all over my neighborhood, all in my area, what can be accomplished.
Ooh, the possibilities.
If we could have partnerships on that level.
So all of these nonprofits working together, like
sharing a partnership, a true partnership. Because like I said,
the world.
Change the world. So I figure that came from God. Because Denny, who am I? You know what I mean? But God's humble servant, trying to be. You know,
You're the vessel that God has placed that vision in.
So
that's who you are. You're the vessel that God has placed that vision in.
So we are you say selling that idea, so to speak, because money is involved. But anytime money is involved, there are problems. Money is a challenge and a problem to the system because money ends up being the root of all evil when we see money as being a resource. No more than that, a resource.
That can be shared.
That can be shared.
Can help the masses. That is huge. That is huge. That is huge. And you know, it just really speaks to the heart of service and the heart of, you know, in addition to being here and sharing our gifts, it speaks to how we are to serve others.
That's what ministry is about, serving others.
We are to serve others. You know, when we see someone hungry or we see someone that needs clothing or food, as you mentioned, it is our duty as Christians, you know, to really begin to serve each other and to serve, you know, and to serve our brother and fellow man. So, growing up in a musical family, what is like the first song you can remember as a child?
First song.
And do you still sing it today?
No, I don't still sing it today, but I can still hear it. I think it was, what was the name of that song? I might have to refer to Mike, because I can hear the beat, but I don't actually remember the name of the song, because my father...
so much music going on. It was all the time. It all
constantly.
Kind of jumbled together.
Constantly. What I can remember is the sinkhole in my living room floor my father and the group made from Stomp.
Stomping in the foot.
That I remember. I mean, that I can remember like yesterday, you know. So.
Yeah.
But
it's so interesting how music can just soak into your spirit, you know, and just soak into your spirit and just be a part of you, and then how it emanates and being gospel music, you know, how the message.
Yes.
The message.
And the spirit of it all.
Yes.
But answer this question, even though you're interviewing me.
That's okay. I can ask a question.
Where would you be without music? How greatly has it influenced your life?
That we don't have enough time.
See?
That for me, when it comes to music, and you know, I have another show on Survivor Radio Network, and I have a gentleman that I always give a shout out to because he provides me with some really beautiful music. Music is soothing to my soul. You know, not only music, but certain music and the lyrics of certain music and how it just, you know, like the song is like the dew in the morning, may it rest upon your heart. That's what music does to me. The music, the lyrics, how they just kind of rest on, you know, my soul and you know, if I'm hurting, if I'm afraid, if I'm anxious, if I'm stressed, how it just calms my soul, and how the lyrics a lot of times, we've gotten away from lyrics, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got a whole nother journey. But you know, how the lyrics can just, you know, speak to my soul. So in the 2 minutes or so we have left, I want you to share with the audience some words of encouragement.
We've written quite a few songs. Let's say we are 3 CDs deep. All of the music is inspiring and encouraging because we know what music can do for the individual, for the group. My forte is lyrics. I know all that I write comes from God. I don't take credit for it. I can say to you, above all, never give up.
And you heard it from the Master. Never give up. Make that part of that conversation in between your ears. I tell you all, each episode, as long as you're living and breathing, walk out those gifts. Never give up. Continue that conversation. Listen to God's still small voice. Because if you listen, you know, sometimes you have to fast and pray. and listen and really hear his voice. Hear what it is that he's leading you to and guiding you through. When he begins to open up the doors, then you know that is the direction that you're to go in. Let's begin to rob the cemetery, stir up the gifts, and continue your journey in life. And we will continue our journey right here on My Journey with Paula G. Until next time.
Good.
Good.
All right.
All right.
There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I have searched for all eternity long and found out there is none like you. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I have searched for all eternity long and find out there is none like you. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I have searched for all eternity long and find there is none like you. Can I say it one more time? There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I have searched for all eternity long and found out there is none. There is none. There is none. No one like you. There is none. There is none like you. Like you. Like you. Like you.
Thank you for tuning in. You're watching My Journey with Paula G. And we'd like to thank our underwriters, My Coffee Shop of East Lake, Atlanta, Georgia, home of the amazing basil lemonade. And also, we'd like to thank Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly. That's right, Dean and President of Pastors Time International Bible College. And we'd like to thank Positive Power 21.org for our media. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.